Good, happy Tuesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your 8 p.m. news and weather. This is our first 8 p.m. news and weather news program. We added another hour of news, and it will be at 8 p.m. the news and weather. Let's get started with your news and weather. First up, New Hampshire delegation ready to get to work in Washington. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
They may be the minority in Washington, but when it comes to this group, it seems they are united.
Oh, it's exciting. And it's exciting not only to have all women, but to have a Democratic delegation, and we share so many views on health care for people in New Hampshire and this country.
And the crisis of addiction is something they all talk about, as they will collectively try to educate their colleagues.
And as these members educate themselves on access to treatment that's so critical and recovery, they'll find that so many of those people are covered by this Medicaid expansion from the Affordable Care Act.
While Senator Maggie Hassan is the newcomer, the former governor is as versed as anyone on the problem, and she'll try to address that now from Washington instead of Concord.
I really want to make sure that New Hampshire's representation in Washington reflects the values and the priorities of the people of New Hampshire. And certainly as governor, I've tried to work with the people of New Hampshire to address our heroin and opioid crisis.
Then there is the specter of a Trump presidency, a component of uncertainty that just might spark dialogue across the aisle.
I have talked to a number of my Republican friends today quietly, and I think some of them share that same concern that we have to make sure that we don't do anything so dramatic, that we hurt the people, the very people that we're all trying to help.
While they're all members of the same political party, they know they're not going to disagree or agree on everything, but they do pledge to keep the lines of communication open and try to meet as frequently as possible as a group. So the 115th Congress is now set, but that is really the opening act, as the nation's capital will be buzzing about January 20th, and that is, of course, the inauguration that few thought possible just a few short months ago, when Donald Trump will be inaugurated and sworn in as the 45th President of the United States. Reporting live in Washington, I'm Josh McKelvin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Update. Franklin fugitive threatened to shoot police and kill people who got in way. Let's take a listen to this video from New Hampshire One News.
Know the 5 signs.
Nearly 1 in 5 people
Has a diagnosable mental health condition.
every time you help somebody with a mental health problem, you help all the people who love that person.
The Franklin man, who was at the center of an all-hands-on-deck manhunt, appeared in court today, and for the first time, we are seeing video of the moment that he was captured. Here's NH1's Colleen Shaughnessy.
The front door, guys. Roger, the front door.
Tonight, newly released thermal imaging video showing the capture of a man now facing a slew of charges.
Let's get down on his knees right now. Hands up on top of his head.
State police swarming this Concord home days after a tense manhunt in Franklin.
9-7, it's confirmed, one in custody.
This morning, 33-year-old Ryan Brouillard appeared in court via video from the Merrimack County Department of Corrections. Court paperwork revealing Brouillard is known to police and was wanted on a warrant out of Plymouth. Police spotted him around 2 a.m. Wednesday while responding to a noise complaint. Once Brouillard saw police, the situation became tense. A Franklin officer says Brouillard was in the doorway. He writes, "I was able to see what appeared to be a Glock pistol."
He was heard to say, "I'm going to shoot the police and I'm going to kill anyone who tries to arrest me."
The complaint goes on to say, as he approached, he raised the gun and began pointing and screaming. Prosecutors say Brouillard is lucky to be alive. The officer says he refused my order and pointed the pistol in my direction. Just before the officer pulled the trigger, another man in the home stepped in the way. Brouillard then fled through a back door, police say, in an attempt to jump over a white picket fence, and then I heard a shot being fired. That shot missed another responding officer. Brouillard managed to get away. Saturday, Brouillard surrendered with state police keeping close watch. The judge ordered him held on $251,000 bail, $50,000 for each felony, $1,000 for resisting arrest. Brouillard will be back in court January 9th. Now, coming up in the next half hour, we'll take a look at the technology behind that state police video. In studio, Colleen Shaughnessy, NH1 News.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Armed robber threatens clerk in Attleboro, Plainville. Let's take a listen to this video from WBZ News, Boston.
Brought to you by Online Trading Academy, the world's most trusted name in financial education. To learn more about Online Trading Academy, visit freeptw.com and take control of your financial future today.
Station clerk shaken after an armed man robs the store, and police say this knife-wielding robber may be on a crime spree. WBZ's Jim Smith is live for us with the story in Attleboro. Jim?
Paula, this is where the most recent robbery happened here in Attleboro, and just a few minutes ago, police confirmed for WBZ News that they are actively investigating the possibility that two robberies in separate towns are in fact linked.
What's up, man? Give me the money. No. Give me the money now. I'm sorry.
The fear lingers for Felipe Chamup just a day after he was held up at knife point. It happened while he was working at Grampy's gas station in Attleboro near Route 95. Surveillance video shows a man walking into the station. Inside, he gets a soda. Felipe says the man in the red hoodie then handed him a note demanding money.
I need more money. I need more money. Come on, come on. Okay, I stop him. I'm sorry. I don't have no more money. It's just holidays. Okay, he's on me. You don't call the police in 5 minutes. All right, come back for you.
The video then shows the suspect running away, likely meeting a getaway car down the road. Just a few nights earlier in Plainville, a similar scenario at a mobile station on Route 1 near 495. Police say a man wearing a red hoodie held up this gas station also at knife point, again running away. Kid Sadakhan was working the counter.
I need a cigarette. Then he handed me $5 with a note on it that they give me all the money and no one get hurt. And then I stepped back. I was gonna fight back, and then I'm just like, not my money, so I'm just like, open the register and gave it to him.
Did he have a weapon?
Yep, a knife.
Back at Grampy's gas station, Felipe is still shaken up.
I'm scared for that. It's for my life, you know. It's I think for my family, my dad, it's my mom, my brothers.
In both cases, the suspect reports that the man in the red hoodie is a white male, roughly 6 feet tall. It is not known at this point if he has an accomplice. Live in Attleboro, Jim Smith, WBZ News.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton to attend Trump inauguration. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
The man into space.
And mathematicians, they can look beyond the numbers.
My gals are ready.
Don't you know that we're able? If you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to. I'd already be one.
We all get there together, we don't get there at all.
We can do it.
Hidden Figures, rated PG, Friday.
So help you.
A new year, a new Congress.
Congratulations, you are all now members of the 115th Congress.
House Speaker Paul Ryan securing the votes to keep his position in the new term.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The people have given us unified government.
But it's off to a rocky start. House Republicans first taking a vote late at night and behind closed doors to strip power from the Office of Congressional Ethics.
We were getting phone calls on the ethics. The headlines were kind of like we weakened ethics and et cetera, so that's never a good headline.
After less than 24 hours and one tweet from President-elect Donald Trump later, they changed course.
I thought it was not the right way to proceed.
Trump's tweet said as unfair as the ethics watchdog may be, Congress should focus on tax reform and health care, which left Democrats to wonder, was the president-elect opposed to gutting the ethics watchdog or just the timing?
I'll let the president-elect's team explain exactly what
he was intending to communicate in his tweet.
Republicans now turning to making good on President-elect Donald Trump's promises, 17 days from his inauguration.
We'll focus on repealing and replacing Obamacare. We'll look forward to legislation that will give us the tools to roll back the avalanche of red tape and regulation that's been stifling American jobs.
Vice President-elect Mike Pence and President Obama will visit Congress on Wednesday, talking with their parties about the fate of the president's health care law. We've learned more about who will be attending the Trump inauguration. The list includes former President George W. Bush and his wife Laura, as well as Bill and Hillary Clinton. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Fed minutes might disclose some clues about Fed officials' views on Trump. Stocks could benefit Wednesday from investors adding new positions for the new year as markets await the Fed minutes for any clues on what the central bank is looking for from Donald Trump this year. Megyn Kelly leaving Fox News for NBC News. On Tuesday, she stunned the television news world by defecting from Fox, her TV home, for the past decade and joining NBC News. Later this year, Kelly will start hosting a daytime news program on weekdays and a primetime program on Sunday, both on the NBC network. Kelly will only be on Fox for a few more days. She will sign off her 9 p.m. show, The Kelly File, on Friday night. The move will be perspective in the industry as a coup for NBC and a blow to Fox. In the past couple of years, Kelly has become one of the biggest stars on television as she defends expectations and tangled with Donald Trump. Blustered by Bill O'Reilly's 8 p.m. show, Kelly at 9 p.m. had the second most watched news program on all of the cable news. Kelly's contract was coming due in July, which meant her future was the topic of constant spectacle in the TV industry. Now, time for your weather. Let's take a look at your radar right now. Here's a live look on radar right now. As you see on radar, we have rain in New Hampshire. Will be moving out by late evening and early morning hours. And your weather for tonight, periods of rain, lows in the mid-30s. And on your weather system right now, your wind speed is 13 miles per hour, average is 5. Current is 6 in between south and southeast. Your temperature is 36 degrees. Humidity is 92%. Your dew point is 34 degrees. Your forecast is rain. Your pressure is 29.53. And your rainfall event is 0.58. Now let's take a look at your next 7-day forecast. First, let's take a look at an alert. We have a gale warning for coastal waters from Cape Elizabeth, Maine to Merrimack River, Massachusetts until 7 a.m. tomorrow. And here's a look at your next 7-day forecast. And now let's take a look at your traffic. Here's a look at your traffic right now. Roadways look green and no yellow or red roadways right now. That's pretty good. And that is it for your 8 p.m. news and weather. I hope you all enjoyed this first episode of your 8 p.m. news and weather. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Good night. Bye.